Ah, namaste, great souls. Always wonderful to share our practice together, to wash and cleanse our bodies and our emotional body, our mental body, getting it back into balance, getting it back always into our spiritual nature that's already whole and free. And yogis know this is a great practice to do that. So I am going to step back and we will just get right into it with our breath. So starting with first just sitting and just tuning in to your breath right now. So maybe the hands going to be at the juncture of the thighs, palms up, just make sure the shoulders are down. And palms up is a classic, or more grounding, palms down, you decide, and just close your eyes and do what the body does all the time, but we're tuning in now. And even when we give the invitation to breathe, usually the breath deepens, which is a beautiful thing. And we're going to start with our classic as we tune in to the full yogic breath. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Let's exhale together. And then really like filling a teacup, let the belly expand, let the heart open, lengthen through the crown. And then exhale either through the nose or the mouth if it's been stressful, through the mouth. From the heart back to the belly to the feet. If you are needing more calming, you may want to count 2, 3, 4 on the inhale and make the exhale longer to 5 or 6. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just go several rounds at your own pace, giving yourself what you need always in our prescription. And you're in your body, you know what's happening. Tune in. This is our chance to tune in. And really, really love the body and take care of the body as best as we can. Let the face, the eyes, especially the jaw soften. If you want to relax the hands, you can. If you want to keep them there, if that's warm and comforting, you could do that as well. Hear that oceanic sound like we're fogging up a mirror at the back of the throat. We're opening to the spiritual eye, opening to the light within, asking for guides, for health beings, deities, angels to come in if that speaks to you. And as we do our body wash, our breath wash, we'll continue throughout the whole class. Remember, when we set intention, it's because we bring our attention to that intention. Very good. All right, so let's just bring the hands on the shoulders, lift the tips of the elbows up, down, and around. Get those angel wings expanding. 3 times in one direction. And 3 times in the opposite. And so many ways to open the heart, open the shoulders, open the hips. We're going to just do this slightly different and notice if there is a deeper difference in the knees underneath the hips and extending the arms out in front of you. I'm turning my toes under and then easing into prayer pose. Lift the fingertips up and the thumbs up as you breathe in and out. And then this is the part that's different. We lift off of the heels, and I'll move to the side to show this, walking our hands over to the side. So we lift off of the heels and go to the side. Feel that, especially the right shoulder. And then just a few breaths coming back to center. So you come off and you go over to the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretching the side body. Feeling that in the shoulders. And then if you hear external noise outside, just keep into your breath and ease down. Okay. And then we'll move from here into our cat-cows. So get yourself set up comfortably. And knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Inhale, when you're ready, scooping out, looking up, inner elbows face forward. Exhale, rounded spine. Draw the navel in quite a bit. Ease back toward the heels. That will help release the low back. And then inhale, scooping out. Inhale, eye gaze up. Exhale, rounded spine. Hear that oceanic sound. Life force energy. Cells smiling perhaps. Inhale, scoop out. Exhale, round. Now this, we neutralize our spine. We go a little deeper in the shoulder opening. So we're going to walk our hands outside the mat. And what we're going to do is see what works for you. For some people, the fingertips forward or to the side or inside. So it's really individual choice. But what we're going to do is I'm going to turn my fingers out to the side. I'm going to bend my left elbow and I reach quite a bit through that right arm, landing on the left side of the head to open the scapula, the shoulder blades. Couple breaths here. And then we come back up and we just bend that opposite elbow and look away from the bent elbow, getting underneath the scapula. Breathing in, breathing out. See how your body likes this? And then back. We'll do it one more time. Reaching out to the side as the left elbow bends, left resting on the left side of the head, but really getting underneath the scapula. That's the point here. Dental floss there for our body floss for our shoulders. Inhale back to center. Fingertips turn in, going in the other direction. Right elbow bends, left arm extends. You feel that around the scapula. Coming back to center. Excellent. And then we're going to go into our full downward facing dog. So we're going to lift off the heels, or the knees rather, and the heels. And then forward back. Reach to the base of the fingers and get that full body stretch. Really luxuriate here. If you feel like shutting out the heels, go ahead and do that. Stabilizing or rippling through, inviting calmness, peace radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Feet are hip width apart. Keep returning to that oceanic sound. Okay, thank you, body. And then stepping 1 foot forward, then the opposite. One hand, walking back towards your feet, and then resting in our forward fold. Slight bend of the knees. This is too much on your back. You can extend in a partial extension like this. Let's see how that feels on your back, or the whole forward fold. You decide as you cleanse the mind, with just so much releasing the gunk out, maybe facing difficult people or circumstances right now. Just see if we can start that letting go process with the exhale. And then coming back to the elongation of the spine, bending the knees. Want to reach back with the arms and then sweep up in our strengthening chair pose. So pulse with it. Big exhales. You can add more dimension by reaching back, more dynamic, or keeping it still strong with the pulsing. And then reaching up and coming into our mountain pose. Swirling around a little bit first. And notice when we root down and then lengthen up, feel what happens when we turn the palms forward. That opens the heart a bit more than out to the side of our body. And then again, back to that full yogic breathing. Hand on the belly, hand on the heart. In next inhale, let the belly expand, let the heart open, let the crown open, connecting to the sun, the moon, the stars, the space all around you. And then feeling that volume of space within you. And just feeling, we want to open to acceptance and love of the heart, natural joy of the heart. Okay, very good. We're going to do a hip opening, shoulder opening series here. So we'll take our hands. If you'd like to send healing energy to others, that's also always very welcome. As we practice healing in our practice, we heal our own body, and we can send healing energy to others. So I'm going to step onto my mat, and I'm going to grab a water, which I had here, but I don't know where it went. Okay. All right. So when we're ready, we're going to be here. And we're going to step back into our Virabhadrasana 1, our warrior 1. So we step back with our right foot, left hip back, left knee bends. So get the foundation strong and solid. And then we open up. I attune my will to the source of all power. Feel that invitation. I attune my will to the source of all power of healing, and then reaching behind us for the interlock. Now this could be a lot in your back, so just maybe bend that knee a little bit and take the frontal facing hips. That will release some, if that works for you, or plant that foot at the 30-degree angle. And then the foot has to come down now to come forward in our interlock, and Tigger's joining us. Knuckles up to the sky, crown of the head toward the earth. Just a couple breaths here. It's deep, meant to be deep. And then we release our hands. Then we rotate off of the back heel. Come on to the top of the knee. And then let the chest come forward and ease from side to side. You wanna show us how it's done, the cat stretch. So we're easing the hips open side to side. Very good. Mhm. And then we're going to add on here. So what this looks like, if you remember last week, we did this upper body sequence seated in a cross-leg position. So if that's more comfortable, you can do that. But we're going to try it here. We're going to bring both hands behind the head. We're going to rotate to the side. And then we're going to come back to front and draw that right elbow toward the left ankle. Inhale, we're not staying long. Jumping up, it's a bit of a balance. Twisting. And then coming back to center. Exhale. Opposite elbow toward the ankle. It's not going to touch, but it's lightly 3 times. Inhale. Now, if you want to open your arm and get more expansion, you're welcome to. And then come back and then ease down again. And this time we release our hands and we take it deeper. We walk the foot out, we bring the left arm inside, and we ease those hips even deeper, opening side to side. Again, keep fogging the back of the throat, like with that imaginary mirror, the Ujjayi sound, that release breath, letting go. Okay, before we go to the other side, we're going to flow. So we're going to turn the toes under, we're going to come off the back knee, and we're going to step into plank. And lunge forward, lunge back, ground forward, heels back, your back, forward, and back. And then the knees touch down. And we're going to go chest, chin, chaturanga. So Tigger, I'm just going to have you move a little bit. And extend, and let's just rest with one hand on top, then the other, resting at the spiritual eye, and breathing. Melting into the floor. Taking that full yogic breath. Practicing that throughout the day, I mean, with our phones, they can help us if we would like to set, it's recommended every 15 minutes, the soft alarm go on, remind yourself to breathe fully, so then it becomes a habit if we train ourselves. Now we're going to rise up into our Cobra, Bhujangasana, in legs strong. Inhale, coming up, beginning, see where your back wants to take this. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to rise up? Maybe off the knees, sticking out the tongue. Eye gaze up. Ready to greet this day. And then what we're going to do is we're going to release our back in between before we go the other side. So we're going to reverse down. We're going to ripple down. We're going to bring our forearms forward. We're going to bend that left knee in line with the left hip, iguana, and then lift the tip of the left elbow and thread that right arm through. And come onto the shoulders and just rock back and forth. Knee to shoulder. Knee to shoulder should feel pretty good. Sustain it here with the shoulders on the ground and sweep the arm up and around, opening the heart. Divine life is within me and all around me. Really feel the power of that affirmation. And then we'll fully release the back by coming on to the back and squeezing those knees in, drawing the knees apart and then together. Inner borders of the feet stay together. Again, a good way length is 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the opposite. Okay, squeeze those knees in, hugging in a little bit more. Let the back release like you're on the sand at the ocean, melting down, making sure you adjust those shoulders like to come up by the ears. Just tuning into releasing them down. And let's just take a little shake here with the arms and the legs. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Shaking, rocking, soothing the nervous system. And then just bending those knees back again, rolling on to our side, coming back for the flow. Back into our cat. Exhale, rounded cat. Scoop up one time, inhale. And then neutral spine, let's pour back into down dog. Take it slow though, lift off the knees. Core strength, full body stretch. Thank you, body, for showing up today. Feel that blood flow to the brain. And again, affirmations really help course correct the different emotions, thoughts, and feelings we go through in an hour. We're just affirming calmness and peace radiate through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. And let's step one foot forward, then the other. Let's walk the hands back. This time, if you choose, we could bring the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet. Rocking side to side. Again, if this is too much on your low back, we go halfway like this. Okay. 3/4 of the way. Either way, relaxing, unnecessary mental burdens, difficult people, circumstances, just coming back to the energy of the heart. And the cleansing of the mind and heart coherence. It's a science. Brain and heart coherence. Releasing, coming up in chair, bending the knees, and sweeping up. If there's been difficult emotions, we slice through that. We name it to tame it: anger, frustration, impatience. And then we open up back into our mountain pose. We name those difficult emotions. And then we take our opposites, the yin and yang. At some point, and we'll do it at the end in our yoga nidra practice. Okay, can I invite some patience in? What's it feel like? Invite some calmness and acceptance. What would that feel like? Just make sure we do both sides of, especially if we're on one side. I'll go and do it next week more, the difficult emotions and people that was requested. Okay, coming back to our heart center. And our heart center it's strong and it's also soft. And so there's that tenderness at times, that vulnerability, and then there's that strength and courage. It's the whole range is going on in our heart capacity. So what a beautiful thing happens here. And also sending healing prayers to others if that speaks to you. As we step now our left foot back into our Virabhadrasana 1. Make sure it's pretty wide. Bending the right knee. Again, this is too much. Come off the heel. Bend the left knee a bit just to protect that low back a little bit more. I'll demo with this one. I attune my will to the source of all power. You can also do this with weights, but it's Forgot to cue that. Let's have our props there. I'm gonna turn that back, but 30 degrees to show the difference. I attune my will to the source of all power. Excellent. And now we reach back with our interlock. Be mindful here. This will be a lot. Open the toes, squeeze the heart open, and come forward. With that right shoulder by the knee, the knuckles to the sky, the crown of the head toward the earth, bowing to the wisdom of our heart. We want to come back to the wisdom of our heart again and again. Especially if there's wounded, difficult things going on. Okay, bend that left knee. And we're going to come upright. Now first, I think we shimmy shaked a little. Just a little. And then up, we'll go into the deeper hip opening here in a moment. Reaching out. Bring the hands behind the head. And here's an opposite. We're bringing our left elbow toward the right ankle, calf, knee. And then inhale, coming back up. Remember, you could do the seated. If you want to extend your arm, a little more rotation there. Coming back and down. Inhale back, up, and open. It's a little balance challenge, and if you're new to that, if your body's just going to figure out here how to do this skillfully. And then we release, and this is where we open our hips up a little bit more, walking your right foot out to the side, coming on top of your left knee, rolling and rocking, rocking and rolling, using the hip openers. That ball and socket joint in the hip really likes this rotation, cleansing the body, cleansing the mind, a body wash. You can even go deeper with your forearms down. And then we'll transition into our flow. So we walk the foot in a little bit, we come off of the back knee, we step back to plank. Forward and back a couple times, stabilize, one foot out to the side and the other. You could do a classic chaturanga or an knee chest chin chaturanga. We're going to bring our arms back, palms down, the Lokasalambasana. Inhale, rising up. And is looking up but not yanking the head back. And opening our wings of joy. Arms out to the side, pulse it up, strengthening the back, and ease. And then this time, we're going to get ready for our full cobra, Bhujangasana, rising up to meet this day with the heart open and connected and protected if needed be. You can do both. Great, and then we ripple back down, bending the elbows, belly, heart. Rest again at the spiritual eye. Coming back, softening the shoulders, just coming back to our wisdom self again and again, maybe not even leaving it. Maybe count, inhale, your next inhale to 5, and then exhale to 6. or somewhere in that range that works for you. Okay, and then we will do our back release hip opener to the other side. So we are on our forearms, we bend the right knee in line with the hip. We lift the right elbow up and we thread the left arm through. Opening up, coming onto the shoulders. I'm going to adjust a little bit more so I have more space. Just enough space. And you're going to hydrate. Knee, shoulder, knee, right shoulder. Head's rocking along for this, for the ease, for the release as well. Then we stabilize, we bring our arms open, and we allow that right arm to come up and over as we affirm either out loud or mentally. Divine life is within me and all around me. My life is within me and all around me. Even if it's difficult, like can be right now around you, coming back to the sanctuary of the heart and creating that return. And right now, all around me, am I feeling safe? Am I feeling secure? Yeah. And then we can even bring a quality of love into the heart. Someone you love, a pet, a deity, let that love come in. And then we come back onto our back, bending the knee, adjusting onto our spine. Ooh, and hugging those knees in. Thank you, body, for all the healing that's happening here. Flowing body wash. Well, let's take it into that back release, the happy baby. Inner borders of the feet. Maybe reaching the ankles or the inner borders of the feet as you rock over to one knee, then another. You're trying to make sure you're getting still into your low back. It's not just only going into the mid and upper back, but feel the low back. Releasing and healing. Okay, and then from here, again, those knees circle around us. We could really feel perhaps more deeply into the sacrum when we release the knees away from us. 3 times. And then just reverse the circle. Don't think about it too much. Just go in the opposite direction. Okay, and we'll do a little shaky shake here. And then since we are on the ground, we still have some standing poses to do, but since we're on the ground, we'll get set up for bridge pose. I'm going to turn around, but if you have weights, light weights, this is good to strengthen our arms as we strengthen our back simultaneously. So I'll demo. If not, that's fine. You just do what you do here. Okay. So remember not to have your head on the blanket. So we're going to get set up in our bridge pose. Plugging in the feet, large toes slightly in, and we're bringing those, when we lift up, okay, we'll have our weights here. And then we're going to inhale and lift up with the hips. We have back issues, this strengthens, but don't overdo it, jamming up too high. Just kind of coming up to what's called a Pilates bridge. We're not getting that big arc. It's just kind of hold, strengthen by coming down just slightly more than what you may used to be doing. And now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our weights behind us and then out in front of the shoulders. We'll just do this a couple times.
or just have your arms down. And then when we come down, we bring the spine down as the weights come down. So you want those lighter weights, so it's not too much. The hips come up again. There's just another way to do the bridge. Bending that sustain the bridge as we do our arms. And then remember the affirmation, every thought is a bridge back to divine grace. So that acceptance of the heart, when we reach it there, there's grace there. Could be a lot of resistance we work through first. It's a process till we get to that acceptance, and then let's bring the weights back and melt down. So strengthening the back, but you decided, not overdoing, and then we're going to give ourselves that arc and curl Pilates release for our low back. So we dig our sacrum into the floor. On the inhale, belly expands. Exhale, flatten. Do this several rounds, 3 rounds. Inhale, arcing. Exhale, flatten. It's a nice combo to do to strengthen our bones with the weights as we strengthen our legs and back and the bridge. Arc and flatten, and then go side to side. Remember that clock? The hips would be the 3 and the 9 o'clock. We're going side to side. The legs move a little bit, but try to keep that in the core area. Excellent. And then hug those knees in again. Thank you, body. If your back is okay to rock and roll, go ahead and rock and roll. And eventually coming into a squat, Malasana, if possible for your knees. And this is great for digestion and hip opening and actually back release. Maybe twisting a little bit. And then coming back. And then twisting to the other side. And coming back into our forward fold. Uttanasana. So feet hip width apart. Step out, fingertips, maybe touch the shins, elongate. Getting set up for our standing gradually. And then bending the knees, reaching back, open the toes, sweeping up, pulse it up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, come back to mountain pose. Back upright, tapping into the crown, the heart. And again, move these out of the way. Take your time, maybe grab a drink, hydrate. Sure, no one's trying to get on. Right. Okay, so as we do our balance pose, we at least want to do at least one balance pose every day. I'll try to combine 2 here, no problem to tap into the wall. Thank you. I'm going to root down through our left foot. Now this is, I'm just going to do a little bit differently to get into that hip flexor more. So this is a balance, we're rooting down and we're lifting our right foot up. We're just going to circle. Or circle around in that ball and socket joint in the hip. Circle around. We're not holding tree or anything. Okay, and then maybe you're holding on to the wall and then go in the other direction. Look at a point in front of you. Try this in the day. Rooting down through the right foot. Holding onto the wall perhaps as you lift the left knee and circle up and around. Up and around. Up and around. Very good. It's okay if you don't see my head here. It's the hip
that we're working on. 3 times, maybe you're at a different pace, and just see how that feels. And then we do the figure 8 with our hips. We do the figure 8. Swirling, swirling, swirling. Yeah, that's the figure 8. Very good. Okay, let's now go into our half moon. I'm gonna recommend having a block for this, so grabbing your block. And we'll take it in from a triangle into half moon. So we've done our side body, quite deep side body extensions like these. Left foot out to the side, right foot in. Belly dance, arms, expand the heart. Reaching over, letting that hand either slide down toward the block or your shin, not collapsing. Adding mudra, individual self uniting with the higher self, the infinite self combined. That's yoga, one definition. And we're affirming energy and joy. Fill my body cells. We're opening to energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Maybe going with extension, maybe not, depending on your shoulders. Either way though, even if our hand was here, we're still opening to the energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Then we take it into Ardha Chandrasana. So from Trikonasana to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, balancing, bending your left knee, placing the block or your hand diagonal to the little toe side of the foot, stepping your right foot in. Make sure I have space. Lift off. Look at the floor first. If you have relative stability and want to lift your right arm up and then look forward gradually, you can, or you can still keep looking toward the floor, not lift the arm up. I expand fully into this moment. Moment to moment awareness. I expand fully into this moment. And mindfulness is so much about awareness, moment to moment awareness, bending your left knee. Inhale and sweeping the right arm up. And that's a transition. Expand into star pose. And then just let's take it over to the other side. Bolster, getting our prop set up. And just step it back for that. The foundation solid. Right toes out, left foot in. Opening up. And reaching out. Engage core, protecting the back and all the poses as we reach over. And coming into our Trikonasana, triangle pose, head to tail connected, and heart, shoulders, arms, fingers connected. Energy and joy, fill my body cells. Maybe extend into Utthita. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Opening to the joy kosha. So important. And that could be subtle joy, be profound joy. And when you're ready, when the arm comes down, we're going to bend the knee and transition into our half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, to the other side. So I'm taking the block, diagonal to the little toe side of the foot, stepping in, and then lifting off. One side will be easier than the other, more stable, perhaps. And then if that is possible, lift the arm, maybe look forward or maybe keep looking at the floor, but look at some point as I expand fully into this moment. Moment to moment awareness. Noticing
Maybe a little rocking of the stability of that leg. Notice what you notice in your body as you expand fully into moment to moment awareness. It's the key to mindfulness. As you bend your right knee, you're always welcome to come out earlier or stay longer. Inhale, dance your right arm up. Come back into star. Expand out. And then interlock. A lot of heart energy going on there. And really feeling the extension now into our forward fold. Knuckles up to the sky, crown of the head toward the earth. Let flow to the brain. Slide those hands down, bend the elbows, maybe go a little bit deeper in your forward fold. Maybe even stay here or walk your hands between the legs, palms down, tucking the chin to the hollow of the throat. As you exhale, you're really squeezing the navel to the spine. 3 to 4 breaths, letting go. Sound is really going to help. That exhale sound is really going to help us. We do it naturally with the sigh, but now we're invoking in a deeper, walking the hands forward and then bending the knees and turning the toes out, lifting up into our goddess squat. Okay, so we squat. Now we're going to add our deeper twist if possible. So hands slide down toward the knees, not on top, just above, looking over your left shoulder, extending your right elbow. Right arm straightens. Excellent. And then back to center. Pulse. And of course, looking over in the other direction, the right shoulder, extending the left arm, right elbow bends. And then back to center. Hands to the heart. And then rising up, expanding whatever's happening in the heart. Strength of the heart, softness. We're embracing the wisdom of the heart. Letting it lead the way, returning to it again and again. Back to our mountain pose. Getting used to returning and living from this space. Mind, heart connection, coherence. All right, let's come down and do some hip and back release before we do Shavasana. So when you're ready, look at a point in front of you, turn the palms up, lift the heels up, and come in again, if this is okay on your knees. We're coming down, we're coming down. And then we're all the way on the ground. I recommend sitting on a blanket for Jani Shasana. As you extend eventually that left leg out, right knee is bent. The spine is elongated, and you can have a strap here. We're going to twist yet again. The body loves to cleanse, body wash. Twists are a big part of it. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you. Exhale. Reach through that left heel. Couple pulses here. Spiraling back. Take it slow. Facing the left leg. First, the spine is upright. Okay. Hands to the heart, elongate forward. You can use a strap around the ball of the foot. So first get that spine elongated. And then melting forward, but the hamstring is strong. Upper body softens a bit. And we're tuning to left and right and all around. I could return to life's harmonies are mine. Left and right and all around. Life harmonies are mine. We could tune into the harmony of life, into whatever it is, a flower, a breath, nature. Really making it a practice to attune into life's harmonies. Inhale, lifting and looking at the toes, sweeping the arms up, facing forward. And here's, this is an option. We're going to bring our right hand down, come onto the right knee and lift off. So we lift up, the left foot comes down, stretch, draw the navel to the spine, protect the low back, extend fully the left side of the body, the lunar side. Let those cells awake and awaken as we come back down. Take a moment before we go the other side. Full yogic breath, training to return to the full yogic breath, exhaling completely. Inhale, belly, heart, crown. Exhale, crown, heart, belly, feet. Okay, tuning in. Of course, to the other side. So right leg extends, Jani Shasana. Let's go ahead and twist the opposite. So it would be right hand on the left knee, peel those right toes back, exhale, twist. Left and right and all around, and then come back to center. Hands at the heart, reaching up, and then folding forward. Elongate. First, elongate, so that's here, no problem. Wherever you are, that's the place to be. And then we melt forward. Left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. We don't own them, we're tuning into the beauty of nature, of plants, of flowers, of so many things. What is it? Trees. What is it for you? You want to attune to today. That will bring you that sense of connection and harmony. And right here in the breath, in the body, connecting to the spiritual awareness that's aware of it all. Isn't judging it, being with it. Inhale, and we sweep up. Arms extend out, bending the right knee into our again and again and again, returning to the breath. It could be the full yogic breath, very, very, very beneficial to expand the belly, the heart, the crown, and then on the exhale, the crown, the heart, the belly, the feet. Take several rounds to training ourselves to return to that parasympathetic response, a parachute, the calming response in the body. For many of us, there's a lot of activation out there in the world, etc. So the more we can have that inner reference of calming to meet the dynamic energies. Could be a lot of dynamic energy within you. So we really don't have control the outer world, but we can, of course, control our inner world.
Okay, see if you're comfortable here. One last, if we are, we'll go ahead and circle around 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the opposite. So I was thinking I'll go with it. We have time to go into Gomukhasana. So if you have the strap, this is excellent for the shoulders. You're going to place it over your right shoulder. We're going to take our right, bend the right elbow. Use your left hand to help you reach behind, and that left arm comes up. So if your fingertips touch, you don't need the strap. If you need the strap, no problem. The strap is right here to utilize. Okay. And we're just opening our shoulders. This, again, that's scapular wings, our wings of joy. And the affirmation in this pose is free in my heart. I live without fear. No, free in my heart. I live without fear. Here's our warning device. If we need it, if necessary, release. But when we're safe, we're sound, we could just open up to the warmth and the softness of the heart. And bring the strap over to the other side. This left arm, it's going to be a different story. Comes back. We help it out. We reach up. One tip of the elbow up, the other down as much as you can. Just 3 breaths here. It's intense. And affirm. Free in my heart. I live without fear. Free in my heart. I live without fear. If that's, we can modify and say, I'm working toward living more and more without fear. And then opening up. Okay, as the body wash it's happening, we're going to ease onto our back and do another back release. So, making sure we lift the heart first, and then we do a rounded, this is another way of doing like a rounded cat, but on our feet and hip and our sit bones, cheeks. And we lift up one more time, heart lift before we melt and shimmy shake down. Down. This time, bending the knees in and placing the strap, if you have it, or a towel or something, around the ball of each foot, elbows down by your side. We're just going to circle the size of a plate, or dessert plate, or a medium size. Really releasing the low back, the sacral region. And then going in the other direction. And then releasing the right leg. Climbing up the strap. Hover the right heel off the ground. 3 big exhales. Melting the low back into the earth. As we strengthen our core. That's the idea, both strengthening and protecting the lumbar. Okay. And then we ease down. Of course, we're going to do that same thing to the other side. Extending the left leg, hovered off the ground. Climbing up the strap. Pulses, 3 or 4, 5 maybe. Core strengthening, lumbar release. And then easing back. Extending at the 90 degrees. You can stabilize here, or you can make those small circles. So we soften, we release, we come back to our hugging the knees in. And then making sure we release into the lumbar and making those circles, and it's a hip opener as well. I'll just do a real simple, what's sometimes called windshield wiper twist before we go into Shavasana, meaning the feet are on the outside corner of the mat. The arms are out to the side. Did a lot of twists in the, or enough twists in the practice perhaps as the knees drop to the right, the head to the left. See which of those affirmations speak to you, or maybe you're working on a different type of affirmation in your life right now. Free in my heart, and live without fear. Engage the core, knees lift up, and then knees over to the other side, head turns in the opposite of what the knees are doing. My life is within me and all around me. Engage the core, coming back up. If it's enough time for you. And super important as we bring our knees in for Shavasana, I definitely recommend if you have low back tenderness going on to have the legs elevated. So that could be over the edge of a couch or a chair like this. Okay, to release, make sure your back is released, or it could be less of a, or it could be legs up the wall, of course, of very, very beneficial inversion, or perhaps the bolster will come underneath the knees. The main thing is make sure your lumbar is released and touching the earth, isn't arcing. It's not arcing in our restoration. So feel what feels best to you for restorative. If you're not having back concerns at the time and you want to get more of that heart opening, then we would use the bolster like this to get that expansion or the leg staff. So any way you like, just moving into your deep restoration, taking all this body wash cleansing energy we've done, mental wash, and just let yourself rest and renew and restore. As I just gently guide us through this process of interiorization, pratyachara. Okay. All right, as we're settling in. You may want to take a double breath. As short and long, intense the body. Vibrate with energy, make a fist with your hands, scrunch up the face, tense, 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 tense. And then short and long, exhale. Really melt down. Let yourself melt. Depending on your body position, you could ease the head perhaps from side to side. You determine the amount there. Again, that gentle, rocking, soothing movement. Notice if you want to place your hands on the heart or the belly or both or some area of the body that's comfortable as you're in Shavasana to send that concentrated warmth energy to. This light is healing, it's balancing, it's repairing. And we're softening through top down from the scalp and the forehead. And any lines soften there. The eyes aren't looking outward, they're going inward gently, compassionately, letting the eyelids left and right get heavy. Releasing the eye sockets as well, backs of the eyes resting. And then perhaps exaggerating a yawn, opening the mouth wide. And allowing the hinge of the jaw, left and right, to soften. Next inhale, luxuriate in that inhale. Feel the cool air coming in through the nostrils. And a gentle focus inwardly at the spiritual eye. And you stay with that focus as you exhale and feel the warmth of the exhalation through both nostrils. So perhaps it's inhale 5, hold gently, exhale 6. And this time relax the tongue at the floor of the mouth. So open up into that ujjayi sound in the throat. Relaxing the gums and the teeth. The ears, left and right. We're hearing inner sounds, but we'll hear also outer sounds. Just like clouds rolling through. And really let those shoulders ease away from the ears, radiating energy down through both arms, left and right. Notice the temperature in the palms of the hands, left and right. And if you're placing on an area of the body, that warmth, that healing that comes when we connect like this, soften any barriers of the heart. And the heart, that includes the back of the heart, the shoulder, between the shoulder blades, side body, and really practicing that, invoking the natural love of the heart, bringing in that natural love of the heart, softening. Bringing in someone you love, a place you love, an animal. And feel that connection. Feel that beam of energy when we connect our hearts to another, a deity. Unconditional love. Self-compassion, self-forgiveness. Softening in the heart center. You're lovable just as you are. Breathing fully into the ribs and the belly. Go back, send healing energy there. Visualize a violet color, healing energy, whatever color works for you. Back body, the cheeks, all the way down the legs, left and right. A volume of space inside the legs, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, all the way through to the soles of the feet, digits of the toes, heels, tops of the feet. Just resting in the wholeness that you are. Already free, already aware, already whole. You just keep returning to that knowing. Resting in that knowing. Just notice if this is time for you to return to movement or to stay in restoration. It's your body, your choice. Do so, return to movement, do so gradually with ease. Perhaps resting on your side, giving yourself that fetal position comfort of restoration. And as you know, it's a really important part of our practice to send healing energy to others on the mat or whenever we can actually, but specifically if it helps to rub your hands together to generate heat and visualize those people that may need a lot of healing right now, extra support, visualize them with the spiritual eye. And we'll use the 3-syllable Om sound to send whatever they are. We're not sure sometimes what it is they need, but we know our higher self can guide their higher self to the healing energy. As we inhale. Ah. And bringing the hands into the heart and namaste. Acknowledging that divine self within you, recognizing that in others. Keep returning and letting it lead the way as we go into our day and our week. Namaste, everybody. Thank you for joining. And I will stop the recording.